Salutations, episode 7, and today we've got a new challenge build for you guys. Now, this build isn't exactly a new challenge build. I say new because it is a new video and a new character, and so it's a new build, but we've covered this weapon previously, so I can't 100% say it is a new challenge build. So, we are covering the Actualizer once again because of the same things mentioned in the last video. Fierce Chimera and Starkiller both covered this weapon in a Gear of Fortune live stream, which I highly recommend you guys go check out the VOD, and if you don't, shame on you. I am going to be talking about it a lot, so go over there and not be spoiled of the amazing, amazing content that stream was. However, I have some very, very minute things I want to pick at when it comes to the video portrayal of the Actualizer. The Actualizer is an amazing SMG. A whole bunch of people can agree upon that. Garnet Anarchist made a video. Alpha made a video. Both of their videos will be in the description below. Make sure to go check them out. I'm covering this weapon again on Gaige. I covered it once on Maya because Fierce Chimera did his on Maya, and now I'm covering it on Gaige. And I feel like having this discussion of how to utilize these characters with these weapons is a good thing to have. It helps improve everybody's knowledge on these characters. So now onto the build. We have a lot of things to talk about when it comes to the build, and this is probably going to take up a good portion of what I'm talking about here. Unless I get through it really fast. That'd be awesome. I am talking really fast today, so we'll see what happens. So, first I have a couple disclaimers to make. I am utilizing the Hail as our healing or Moxie weapon of choice, mostly because I just enjoy the playstyle of using the Hail. The close enough skill, giving us that 50% chance to ricochet, works well enough with the Hail. The Hail deals enough damage for it to just heal us above health gate and us get away with it. We also have access to Nth Degree, which is ricocheting those projectiles once in a while, so we get that 6th shot hitting the target, and then it ricochets to another target. Sometimes there'll be the Hail, and the Hail will heal us to full. Or I would just spam the Hail to heal and then move on, depending on what the circumstances are, or how reckless I'm playing at that moment. We have a lot of other things to talk about. We played Anarchy Gaige, and this is really my first main attempt at using a Anarchy Gaige, and I loved it. I actually enjoyed it. I wasn't here to pre-stack. I'm not here to pre-stack. Nobody's here to pre-stack. If I feel like pre-stacking, I'm going to turn on Rational Anarchist, the mod, and I'm just going to Orphan Maker the piano once and then move on. I'm not here to pre-stack. That's a waste of my time. However, natural stacking is so much fun. Being able to balance it with Discord and to keep the perfect amount of Anarchy stacks to complement what we're doing, it's so much fun. I love it. I love it. And with Discord, we get a accuracy buff that's to counteract some of the decrease that we're getting from Anarchy. So if you want to go above the upper limit threshold that I mentioned, then you can go up above it just enough to proc Discord, and then it will set you back to having a regular accuracy amount up until you get to that threshold of, I'm starting to get below the amount of Anarchy stacks I want, so then you switch back to not having Discord active. And with Discord, you get a fire rate increase. There's so many good things about running it this way, and it's so much fun. And while I'm on the subject of talking about Anarchy, huge shout out to FaZe. I'm going to leave a link to his Twitch in the description because he helped me fix my Rational Anarchist file. he was there for it, and he helped me set up some other things. Vendor edit, because I had never set that up before, and I had no idea what the heck I was doing. I don't use the modern... I haven't used the modern Python stuff. I am so used to using the old style SDK, and I have a very jank system, so I had to make things work. and he helped me through some of it. So, huge shout out to FaZe. And again, link is going to be in the description to his Twitch. So, we have a couple other things to talk about. The Actualizer does really well. We have a lot of shock damage bonuses going down Blue Tree, but they're not really too needed. We have it for when we pull out our shock Actualizer on shields, but I didn't really use it too much. I used it a couple times for a couple AR loaders, but stripping shields isn't exactly necessary here, because this is a lot of loader bots. And I was tempted to run this in a different area because the shock aspect of Gaige makes it more engaging to have the shock damage amp and the anarchy stacking and implementing all of these other things that match up with stuff. But I didn't think that was needed, and there are a lot of people who don't know how to properly stack or balance anarchy. So I'm gonna do that today, and it's wonderful. Here's the thresholds that you want. You don't want to be over 154. I am very specific with that number. Don't be above 154. Why? Well, when you get to 154, your accuracy at that point is no longer being counteracted, like the accuracy, the 200% accuracy you get by utilizing the Actualizer is being 100% counteracted by Anarchy at this point. So your accuracy stacks, your accuracy's gone. You are just barely on the threshold of being able to pinpoint a target. Anything above 154, and you better be running Discord, and Discord better be active because you need that accuracy bonus if you're above 154. But the damage increase from it is okay. That's also when the damage of Anarchy starts to drop off. Getting above that 150 mark and pushing past that, it very much feels diminishing returns. There's very much a diminishing returns effect on that. We got one more stack. Okay, well that's +1 to our 150. What's that doing? Nothing. It's barely touching anything. Now, once you get up to like the 200s, you're getting another 50%, but you also killed your accuracy. Don't push too far with it. Now, we do have pre-shrunk Cyberpunk in case we want to push it and utilize Discord. Being at 400 stacks, you are no longer playing this like this is a Hyperion SMG. At 400 stacks, you are playing this like it's a shotgun, and you don't have survivability. You lose a lot of survivability doing it that way. And I don't recommend playing it that way. There are a lot of people who play it that way, and I don't recommend it. It is very difficult to manage all of your stats that are going on because you want to balance your damage with your shots, and your ricochet shots are not going to be doing too much. You're losing 50% of that bonus, so you're getting like 200 stacks, 350 stacks of equivalent damage, depending on if you're actually physically landing a couple shots or not. And that's very much diminishing. So once you get to that 200 point, you need Discord to be active until you get to the 150 or below. Now, the minimum for this is around the 60-ish range. And if you are running a class mod that's not the Superior Prodigy, if you're running the Legendary Anarchist, then the Legendary Anarchist gives you that initial buffer. So the Legendary Anarchist gives you damage for a reduction in accuracy at its base. It gives you 61% gun damage for 46% subtraction weapon accuracy, which is a little better than the Anarchy numbers. But by doing it this way, it's really just a buffer for where you're starting your Anarchy. So at this, you can say this is the equivalent of starting with 46 Anarchy stacks. And then you are stacking, and once you get to the 25 mark, you're at 70 stacks. So you activated Rational Anarchist, and you're at 70 stacks. That's quite a bit, and your damage is even higher than that. You're getting that 60.5% plus the 25%-ish rounding. I'm rounding. Plus that 25%-ish, which is quite a bit. That's quite a bit of damage. And you're getting a lower accuracy decrease. So you have a smaller window to get that damage increase from. You are at your 25-ish to 35-ish stacks. That's about where you want to start. And then at the max, you don't want to be above 100 stacks. That's going to be the threshold there. You minimum, if you're utilizing the Legendary Anarchist, you are going to be at about 35, and at maximum, you're going to be at about 100. Don't push past 100. If you push past 100, use Discord. Have Discord active while you are pushing past 100. All right, so there is one setup that I have been avoiding talking about throughout the past freaking 10 minutes of this video. We have Shotgun Actualizer Gaige. What I'm referring to with that is you max stack Anarchy before you run. You pre-stack Anarchy. You don't have accuracy for anything, even at maximum shots fired from this gun with the Hyperion bonus. You're getting nothing, nada. Not a single piece of damage from it far away. You're not getting a single piece of accuracy. However, this setup can be really fun if you do it that way, and you focus on survivability-esque jumping into the target right when you need to strike, and playing it a lot more like Zero. You're playing Shotgun Actualizer more so like a Sniper Zero, like a Jacob Sniper Zero, than you are playing it like a Gaige build, where you set up Deathtrap. Deathtrap goes around and aggroes all the enemies, and you slag everything with like a magic missile or something like that. And you get up behind enemies right in their crit spots, so you just shred them before they have a time to react. Nobody else is going to care about you because Deathtrap has already aggroed everybody, and you just boop and kill off an enemy. Boop, you kill off another enemy. Boop, you kill off another enemy. You have enough damage to do it. You have enough damage to get away with it. However, Legendary Anarchist is not the play. It's not the play for that build. Trust me. You're getting that 60% bonus damage on top of your 400% bonus that you're getting from Anarchy at minimum. And I'm used to doing the math based off of 1% per stack of Anarchy. Even though it's 1.75%, I like to round down. This way, I am not disappointed when I start dealing damage with the Anarchy stacks. It's just a personal thing, because I don't feel like doing the exact math on Anarchy. It sounds like a pain. But with the Legendary Anarchist, what are we getting from it? If we want to run it, what are we getting? We're getting 5 strength from 5 gorillas, strength of 5 gorillas, which is Deathtrap melee damage. Okay, we're getting 5 in Mycelium, which is giving us max shield and shock resist. No, you don't need it. I mean, I have it in this build, but it's not a thing that you need for this. It's not helping you very much. It is increase your survivability a little bit, but it's not focused on your damage. Okay, so what else are we getting? We're getting Unstoppable Force. Is that what that is? Unstoppable Force? Let me see if I can find it on the page here. Here it is. I found it. So it is the kill skill that gives you shield regen and movement speed, which, okay, I mean, that's cool for survivability, but what else are you doing with this? You are getting shield regen from killing an enemy. You are precision killing enemies anyways. You shouldn't need your shield regen, especially if you're using the sham setup that I'm currently running for getting around a lot of the enemy projectiles. And then we have Smaller, Lighter, Faster, which is a really good skill to have with this, getting that massive buff to reload speed, getting that +5 from the Legendary Anarchist. That gets us up to, what, 54%? I think it's 54%. And then -9% mag size, which minus mag size, increased reload speed, really good for this gun because we are getting a boatload of fire rate from the better half, getting us 60% without having our Prodigy on. Now, let's see here. We also have Typecast Iconoclast. I can't pronounce the word. It's gives you an extra stack of Anarchy skill. And that gets it up to, what, 60%? Which I view this as a waste of time. This skill, yeah, you get an extra stack once in a while. Cool, it helps you naturally stack a little bit. But you're not naturally stacking if you're using this setup. If you're using Shotgun, you are setting this up to be at max stacks before you start. This can help you recover if you reload, use Discord to get fire rate / health regen. But this doesn't help you in the slightest for a lot of other things. Mostly you are already at max Anarchy. This doesn't help. Why is this class mod like this? And instead, when it comes to running a shotgun-based setup, I still prefer the Prodigy, because we're getting that really nice reload speed. The Superior Prodigy, we're getting that really nice reload speed, we're getting that massive fire rate, and the shots are hitting kind of where we want them because we're already in their face. So this high fire rate is amazing for this. And having the reduced mag size from Smaller, Lighter, Faster, we're getting to, what, like 41 bullets in the mag. So it does take a little bit to get down to that halfway mark, but once you get down to that halfway mark, the thing's just it's gonna melt. Whatever you're looking at, doesn't matter if it's a Super BA, if it is Hurley, it's gonna melt. Melting when it comes to boss is a little different as a phrase, but it's going to do a lot of damage. And I'm sure there are other class mods that also work pretty well for this. I just happen to know that the superior prodigy is in fact superior to the legendary anarchist. I'm gonna say this like 6 times. I love this class mod. It is amazing for this gun. And I really don't like legendary anarchist. There are so many people who are like, this is the best Gaige class mod because it has anarchy in the name. No, it doesn't give you buffs to anarchy. It simulates anarchy on the stats. But that's about it. And even then, it's not even worth it. It's 60%. If you're already at 400, what's the point in an extra 60? Not really. It's 61% closer to 500%. Math. Because you were adding a percent to a percent. I love making statements that confuse the heck out of people with mathematical lingo that doesn't add up with the way people originally think that the word is meant to be stated. Anyways, I'm going to talk about Deathtrap a little bit, because I haven't talked about Deathtrap very much in this video, and Deathtrap is a key part to some of the encounters. So, Deathtrap, what skills we're using for him? We are using Upshot Robot, giving him that duration bonus. And that's all that's there for. It's not here for the melee damage. We're not meant to use this too much. We're meant to have Deathtrap up long enough to distract opponents so that we can kill them. And this only applies when we are using the shotgun build for your ads. But if you are utilizing the setup I'm currently running in the video, in the gameplay that is currently being shown, you only need him, and you don't even need him, you only want him for those super BA loaders. And he gives you a much more opportune grasp on targeting those crit spots, those joint crit spots, the eye crit spot after the joints are gone, that kind of thing. He's really good at distraction. That's what he's here for. And on Shotgun Actualizer, you are very much relying on Upshot Robot to keep Deathtrap up while you are dealing damage. Now, choose a shield that matches the location that you are in to help Deathtrap if you are utilizing the Shotgun Actualizer setup, because you are wanting Sharing is Caring to massively bonus Deathtrap, because Deathtrap is the one that needs survivability, not you. You don't really need very much survivability. You need enough to get by shooting something with a hail. That's it. You don't really need too much more than that. So, Deathtrap is going to massively benefit in places like Washburn Refinery via the Sham or via some sort of adaptive style shield, where we're getting like the Evolution, the Neogenator, that kind of thing, to buff his base health by a lot and to buff his shield up a little bit. He's getting a shield. That's cool. And he's getting that damage reduction effect from status effects. But that's all the time I got for today. StereoLotus77 signing off.